Good evening, everyone. This is John Wilson, National Spokesman for the National Strike Australia. It's April the 6th. Hi, how are you? I hope that you are enjoying your weekend with family and friends. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to watch this next video. It's an upload, a research upload by Mr. Tim DWYER. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to note the conclusions, assessments, and research that Mr. Tim DWYER has uploaded for all of you to see. Please take note, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. DWYER, in line with nearly every other really respected researcher out there here in Australia, you know, people such as Mr. Dick Yardley, Romney Stewart, Rod Cullerton, Wayne Glue, and many others out there. He's saying the same thing, ladies and gentlemen. He's saying it differently. He's saying it from different unearthed, researched facts that he's able to present. But what he's saying, ladies and gentlemen, is the whole lot of this is a fraud. The whole lot of this in the ATO is fake. He can prove it. He can prove it. It's fake. It's fraud. Ladies and gentlemen, it's further proof that all of this stuff that we are living under is a belligerent occupation, ladies and gentlemen. It's further proof that we are living under a belligerent occupation. I want you to understand that. And Tim DWYER's research is right in line with many others out there, all saying the same thing. It's saying it in different ways, in different languages, but it's all saying the same thing, ladies and gentlemen. The ATO, along with these local councils and all the rest of them, are corporations, ladies and gentlemen. That's what Mr. DWYER is pointing out, who have no authority over any of us. Please, ladies and gentlemen, join this national strike. And I invite Tim DWYER to join and support the national strike as well. I would welcome his support, his energy, and his advice. I would welcome Tim aboard. Tim, if you're out there and if you hear this, please join this national strike with us and come aboard. You would be most welcome. Thank you, Tim, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's John Wilson, Saturday, April the 6th, and I'm wishing you a happy weekend. Cheers.
Welcome back to our channel, Exposing the Great Australian Government.
Hey everybody, well, we're back and we're on to the last section. And this will be good for you. You'll love this, I hope. Don't know what you're doing with the others, but anyway, drink up, it's your shout. And tell you what, one of these days we will sit down and we will reminisce about the horrors that beset this country and the victories that we have won and how we brought our country back out from under the scumbags of the world. Let's share the screen, go back here, and let's go to part 5. The ATO, everybody's favorite. Roll up, come to the ATO. Now, here's how it works. You get to go to work, right? And the most precious thing you've got in your entire life is your time. Once it's gone, you can't get it back. So you go to work. And you exchange your time for dollars. And at the end of the week, the ATO come along and say, I'll take 35% of that. Thank you very much. So they took 35% of your essence of life. And then, if you just so much as claim the wrong thing, they will beat you with a stick like a red-headed stepson. Fair dinkum. Unbelievable, these people. But here we go. Let's have a look at them. Now, again, we're going to come back to the terrorism thing about fear and, you know, it is just terrorism's been practiced by political organisations with both rightist and leftist objectives, by nationalistic and religious groups, by revolutionaries, and even by state institutions. State institutions, the ATO. Okay, now our Constitution is 20-odd pages thick. The annotated version, which explains every aspect of the Constitution, is 1,000 pages thick. The paperback version of the tax law in this country, and remember, not knowing the law is no excuse of the law. It's only 2,228 pages. Do you think you're over-regulated a bit? Anyway, let's move on here. Here's a letter the tax man sent to me way back in the day. When's this? 19th of January 2016. Right, that's a day or two ago. I refer to your 20th of November 2015 addressed to Robert Rivero, Deputy Commissioner of Taxation. And I apologise for the delay in doing so. So it took about a year for him to get back to me. The Australian Taxation Office is aware of the information that is available on the internet, which promotes the notions that the government departments must be both a legal entity and that it must be duly gazetted. Regrettably, such notions are incorrect, and the following paragraphs set out our position. So they go through a bit of wobble about all their acts and stuff. Then we get to this. The legality of the ATO. The phrase legal entity means an entity that can sue and be sued. The ATO can neither sue nor be sued. Therefore, it is not a legal entity. However, not being a legal entity does not mean that the ATO is an illegal entity. I don't know about that. You're either one or the other. Or maybe it's a him, he, she, they, them. I don't know. All or any of the commissioners, second commissioner, deputy commissioner of taxation, the commissioners can sue or be sued, and therefore they are the legal entities for taxation administration purposes. In every court case involving taxation, the entities have been the taxpayers and one or more of the commissioners, as the commissioners are the legal entities for tax administration matters. And so I got in touch with them and said, well, look, give me the commissioner's ABN and bank account details, and any purported tax that I owe, I'll pay. And they said, no, Mr. Dwyer, I'm sorry, we can't do that. We can't send you the commissioner's details. You've got to pay the ATO. I said, well, it doesn't exist. And there we have a stalemate. They want money and I can't pay them. What a damn shame. But I haven't lodged either, so there you go. And by the way, if you lodge, you're telling them that you agree to their terms and conditions. If you don't lodge, they yell and scream and jump up and down and wave a stick. The ITR, Institute of Taxation Research, has now received irrefutable proof through an exhaustive Freedom of Information Act search that the Australian Taxation Office was never officially gazetted in 1973 at its formation. All right, here we go back to 73 again. A lot of things went back to 73. So the Australian Taxation Office, people were paying tax before 73. So now we have the ATO office being formed in 1973. That tells me it's just a corporation, as the rest of the government corporation is. Legally, therefore, the ATO does not exist. I quote from an earlier FOI Act request, the documents that establish the ATO office in response to Mr. R.J. Tonkin's ATO solicitor reports with regards to the creation of the Australian Taxation Office. The ATO was able to ascertain that the ATO was created as a branch of the Commonwealth Public Service, not our Commonwealth, their Commonwealth, an executive instrument in 1973. Officers of the Commonwealth Public Service are assigned to the ATO, and the Commissioner of Taxation is put in charge of those officers by Section 24 of the Public Service Act of 1922. An extensive search of the ATO library and records management system failed to identify any documents relative to this part of your request. Similarly, the inquiries of the Commissioner's Office, the People and Structures Branch, the Delegation and Authorisations Officer, and the Parliamentary Business Unit did not identify any document on the advice of the Australian Government Solicitor's Office I contacted the Office of the Official Secretary of the Governor-General in an attempt to identify and obtain a copy of the executive instrument that created the ATO. This office referred me to the Federal Executive Council, who then suggested I contact the Australian Archives, and a detailed search by all officers failed to locate the relevant document. Accordingly, I am obliged, in terms of Section 24A of the Act, to deny access to this part of your application on the grounds it was not able to locate the requested documents because it doesn't exist. It was from the original FOI Act request that the ITR was eventually able to identify that the ATO was never legally formed and therefore has been illegally eliciting taxes since its formation. The ITR takes the view that all tax law in this country are illegal anyway, under an illegal constitution, and therefore taxes are voluntary. The undersigned has not been, and this is just a couple of bits that I've sent to them, they haven't bothered to rebut. The undersigned has not been presented with any material facts or evidence that the High Court ruling by Justice Callanan in Malik versus Chapman agreed that the ATO was not a legal entity and has never been overruled and believes none to exist. So that's a High Court ruling that they ruled that the ATO didn't exist in the High Court. The undersigned has not been presented with any material facts or evidence that the Australian government in every aspect of operations is not conducting a business as any other corporation as stated in the Australian consumer law, as such, all and every interaction with any aspect of government must come under the commercial contract law as stated in the Clearfield Doctrine, and as such, any contract must have the full and open disclosure of every aspect of the contract, so all aspects be fully transparent, and believes none to exist. And I send them these documents written in that manner to give them the opportunity to produce the documents that can refute my assertions. So, the beginning of the end of the corporate government. No trust can be given to any aspect of what is called government. They have shown themselves over and over and over again. Elbow sleazy, not allowing the Senate to debate the ID bill, the digital ID bill. Who the hell does that little bloody fart think he is? Like, it gives you an understanding that they have no respect of law. None. Right? Now, the schedule and the oath, right? This is, in the Constitution, this is the oath, right? You've heard me go through this before. I'm not going to do it. But down here, the note, the name of the King or the Queen of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland for the time being is to be substituted from time to time. So it was Queen Elizabeth, now it's King Charles, right? But the oath remains the same. Now, here's Anthony Norman Albanese's oath. I, Anthony Norman Albanese, solemnly and sincerely affirm and declare that I will well and truly serve the Commonwealth of Australia, her lands and her people in the office of Prime Minister. Doesn't look anything like this, right? And Hurley, who's about to retire, he signs it. Now, no lawful oath, no lawful authority. We got these stickers going everywhere at the moment. No lawful oath, no lawful authority. Impersonation of Commonwealth public officials. I'm not going to go through and read it. You can read it. You can stop the thing here and you can read it. But it's a penalty of 2 years imprisonment for every time they impersonate a Commonwealth official. That's every bloody day of the week. Some of them have been doing it for 20 years. They got a long time coming. And again, an FOI to the Official Secretary of the Governor-General, we're looking for the oaths of all these people. You've seen this one before. A request for the oaths or affirmation was made to the Governor-General Secretary of the following members of the Australian Government and Judiciary. Now, here they all are. We wanted the Governor-General's oath. We wanted the Prime Minister's oath, the Deputy Prime Minister, Minister for Foreign. We wanted them all, right? You can go through, look at them all there. They're all there. Gallagher, Penny Wong, Midnight Bowen, Plebisac, you know, they're all there. And here's some more of them. The Communications Minister, Michael Rowland, Murray Watt, Claire O'Neill, Pat Conroy. They've been there for decades, some of these people. But down here, number 32, the Chief Justice of the High Court, Susan Mary Kiefer, well, she just retired. The Chief Justice of the Federal Court, Deborah Mortimer, and the Chief Justice of the Federal Circuit and Family Court, William Olstringen. They haven't been able to find their oaths either. So the clearly interesting thing is that the High Court are sitting without the lawful constitutional oath, as is every court. So, 4th of May, reply the request of oath of affirmation was denied. Request may be refused if the documents can't be found, do not exist, or have not been received, document lost. But if you swore the most important oath of your life, I'm sure you'd know where the hell it was. So the agency or minister is satisfied that the document is in the agency or minister's possession but cannot be found. You wouldn't lose your oath. Really? Or it does not exist? I think it'd be that one. Maybe thinking it that one. No lawful oath, no lawful authority, no implied consent. Bugger off. The colour of law, the mere semblance of legal rights, something done with the apparent authority of law, but actually in contravention to the law. That is the federal parliament. That is every state and territory parliament. They are in contravention of the law. Thank you, Australia. You now have some shocking truth to come to grips with. Never let the fear of reprisal control your life ever again. Come on, Tim, get your spelling right. The country needs to pull away from all unconstitutional processes, offices, and we, the people, must reclaim our rightful place above and in control of the parliament. If you want to send me an email, there it is there. That's my email. These are our stickers. We've got them all over the country there. They're going out everywhere. I love it. Drive down the road. Oh, there's another one. No lawful oath, no lawful authority. Ladies and gentlemen, push back. You are lawfully bound to push back. You are not born a sheep. The slaughterhouse of failure, the slaughterhouse of slavery is not our destiny, surely. I think we're lions. And we refuse to sleep and to walk and to talk with the sheep. We will take our place at the head of this country with good, solid, heartfelt men and women that love the law and hate treason with a passion. Injustice can no longer be tolerated. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tim DWYER. I do love this country. And by that I mean I love you, the people of this country, the people who will stand and reform this country, the people who will say no more, the people who will do the right thing by participating in civil disobedience. God bless Australia. God bless you. See you around the traps soon. And by the way, it's your